We're with Ryan Adams and Haley Knox, two senior members of the Eastern Connecticut men's and women's track program. The Warriors getting ready for their season opener on September 1st. Haley, you guys been in preseason for about a week right now. Talk a little bit about some of the highlights from the preseason.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you guys did?
So last Friday we went to Mount Greylock in Mass, and we ran 8 miles to the top of Mount Greylock, and then some people ran all the way back down, or ran halfway down, which was still a lot. We were all really nervous going into it. We weren't sure if we were going to make it or how hard it was going to be. Some people had never ran 8 miles. Some people, it was eye-opening, but I was really proud. Everyone on the team that went made it to the top, and probably a lot faster than I expected us to as well. And everyone was so happy when we reached the top. It was just a great experience. You get to see, we got to see into New York from the top of the mountain. Really? It was really high. Yeah.
It's supposed to be one of the highest spots
it is the
in
highest.
Running. Is it?
Yeah, it is the highest part in Mass. So that was really cool. And like I said, it was really long for a lot of people. For a lot of girls, it was their longest run of their life. So it was really challenging. But Coach told us to read these books over the summer. One of them was Running with the Buffaloes. And they talk about running up doing all these hard courses for training. And so this was kind of our hard training, running up this mountain. But everyone did it.
Was that, they've run the New England Cross Country Championships at Mount Greylock. I hope they don't run up and down that mountain. For the championship.
I'm sure they don't run 16 miles for the championship.
But that was one of the first days of practice, right?
That was the second day.
Second day.
Yep.
Wow. Were some of the kids prepared for that? Like the new kids, did they know you were going to do this, something like that?
Oh yeah, yeah. Coach gave us a heads up. Nina Pasqua, she even said as soon as I saw that 16-mile run on the preseason schedule, I knew that was my goal to run the whole 16. She said that, which I thought was really great. She did really well.
Great incentive.
Yeah.
When you got to the top, did you get to rest for a while, or you just get to the top and come right back down?
No, we took team pictures. We had fun.
Good.
Yeah. We waited for everyone.
Fun isn't usually associated with the word running, not for most people. Right, talk about some of the other things you did. You had mentioned you guys had gone over to Mansfield Hollow. What was that about with one of your new coaches?
Yeah, so on Monday we went over to Mansfield Hollow for an adventure run. For this adventure run, bridges were off limits. So
which means what?
You had to cross rivers, swim through rivers, run through water, no matter how deep it was. That was a lot of fun. We ran about 9.5 miles through the trails of Mansfield Hollow, led by either Coach Manizza or our new assistant coach, John. Yeah. At the end of that run, we found a small water hole spot where we all went swimming and just relaxed in kind of what was an ice bath, since it was so cold and in the water. It felt great at the end of a hard preseason. So
those are great bonding things, though, right? I mean,
Yeah.
maybe you don't even realize it when you're doing it, but how much it pulls the team together.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Someone had said John Hankins was going to ride his bike to Cooperstown, New York at some point. Did you ever hear that story? You know John, your assistant coach?
Oh, yes. Coach showed us his resume. He's done some really crazy courses. Even right before preseason, he went on a 7-day canoe trip. Yeah.
Both your coaches are really into that, into doing that. Haley, talk a little bit about maybe what, and we didn't really talk about this, I did with Ryan beforehand, but talk a little bit about your training regimen, what you did for training this summer, or what you normally would do each summer.
Yeah, I thought that this summer was pretty similar to my training last summer, although my mileage was a little higher this summer, which was good. I work full-time, so I tried to get my run in before work. But sometimes that wasn't the case. Sometimes I'd run at 10 o'clock at night just to get something in. Sometimes I'd run during work because I have a gym at my work.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, yeah. So sometimes, yeah, during lunch I'd go on the treadmill for an hour. But I thought it was overall really well. I built up my mileage really well. I feel like I have a strong base. I didn't do any speed because I don't want to peak too early. It's all about just getting in shape, and I definitely think I came in good shape.
Talk about, can you think back when you came in, like as a cross-country runner as a freshman, and now where you are, considering especially how great of a track season you had, how much farther ahead are you than when you came in, like when you were 18 years old?
Coming in my freshman year, I probably ran a couple times a week, just for fun. But in my times were probably 4 minutes slower for a 5K. Yeah, I improved a lot over the past 4 years, and I took my training a lot more seriously, especially knowing that we want to win the LECs. This is my senior year. I want it to be my best year. Yeah.
Well, Rye, you came in and you've run for 4 years also. And we didn't talk about this really either, but was college running sort of the way you thought it was going to be when you came in as a freshman, or is it more difficult, or?
The mileage is definitely different. A lot more mileage, different training regimen kind of thing. I know coming into freshman year, again, like Haley said, I just kind of ran a few days a week. Wasn't really serious about it. And then once I got here, I definitely put my heart into it and really got down to it and trained really hard. A few summers ago, I got up to 700 miles for the summer for the training, and I ran with Chris Armstrong for that summer. And this past summer, I cracked like 650 miles about that, and again trained with Chris Armstrong, who lives a town over from me in Bolton, and it's pretty convenient having him around as a former teammate and
Sure is.
former college athlete.
He knows the ins and outs.
Yeah.
Well, when you came in, you worked and you were teammates with people like Chris and Noah Hallisey and those guys. Now, this year, you are going to be the only senior on the team, and you're sort of the man when it comes to experience and showing other people the way. Do you look at your role as changing, where before you could just follow those other guys, and now, I mean literally and figuratively following them, but now you're sort of the man that people are going to come to you for things?
Yeah, having Cooper and Noah last year,
Yeah.
especially.
Gosselin, yeah.
Cooper Gosselin,
Yeah.
Noah Halsey
Yeah.
last year definitely helped me grow as a leader. When they weren't around for practice, I would be like the second man in charge kind of thing, behind coach, of course. And from learning from them, I was able to really grow as a leader, I thought.
Which would be important this year. You got a lot of, I think it's something like 6 out of your 9 people are new to the program this year.
Yeah, lots
right?
of new faces.
You got Brian Balkus back, and you got Connor LeBrecq back, and Maxwell Chase, but everyone else is pretty much new, even though they might have run track.
Yep.
Haley, you touched on this a little bit about you want to go back, you want to leave the program as winning another conference tournament. You guys won the conference tournament last year, which was a real milestone in the history of the conference. But talk about after you won that and getting ready for this year, that the expectations changed a little bit for this program, for the women at least.
Yeah, every girl that was on the team last year, we all want to win again. I know that's why everyone trained like harder than usual over the summer. I can tell every girl trained. Everyone's getting better, which is great. Everyone wants to win. We talked during preseason about our goals for the season, and a lot of girls just mentioned how happy winning LECs made them. It was just such a thrill, and we want that again. That's our goal for the season.
You can't really put that feeling into words, can you? Just
No.
the euphoria of winning that thing.
Yeah.
Let just look back very quickly about that race itself. And I remember when we talked last year, you said that when it was over, you finished 9th, I think, but you weren't even sure if we had won.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm probably pessimistic when it comes during a race, but I thought we hadn't won because I saw Plymouth girls go by me at the end.
Yeah.
And yeah, I finished second on the teams. I didn't really turn around to see who was right behind me. We had 3 girls finish right in a row, like right behind me, which was amazing. If we didn't have that depth, we wouldn't have won. So this year, we definitely have a strong team again, and I think we are going to have that same depth to hopefully win again.
Well, you got a great 3 to start with, at least 3. I mean, with the seniors, with Christina Goslin and Sam McCoskey, that's a great 1-2-3 punch.
Yes.
Are you guys all pretty much together in terms of times? Are you guys pretty much in the same grouping?
Well, we haven't had our first meet yet, or really like a time trial, but just based off the runs, I think we're all going to be pretty close. I mean, yeah, we've all been, on all the runs, we've been running together, basically.
Good. Right, last question, guys. Right, talk a little bit about the men's team in terms of, they've struggled the last couple of years, especially with the lack of veterans on the team. Talk about what one or more goals might be for this year's team coming in. I know it's early and you got a lot of new faces, but are you setting goals for what you'd like to accomplish?
Yeah, during preseason we all got up and said what we want to achieve for the season as a team and as an individual, and I know a lot of returning athletes, like the 4 of us, want to feel the same way the girls felt last year, and coming in top 3 I feel like is definitely an achievable goal for LECs, and yeah.
Well, you guys have put in the hard work
Yeah,
to
definitely.
do that.
Yeah.
And you know how injuries always play a role. Hopefully you'll stay healthy.
Yep. Injuries have definitely hurt us in the past.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah.
So the Eastern Connecticut men's and women's team open up on September 1st. Will be at the Fitchburg State University Invitational. Guys, thanks for being with me.
Thank you.
you.